Hi everyone. Just wanted to hop on here and share with you all some sort of kitchen tips and tricks for spring season, which in Ayurveda is sort of termed Kapha season. Kapha is one of the three doshas that all sort of comprise who we are in an elemental sense of being. And Kapha is earth and water. So spring season is this really super beautiful, lush time of growth, and everything's sort of like rainy, but growing, and sunny, but earthy, and grounding and nourishing. And when this sort of constitution becomes in excess within all of us, it can also be sort of the perhaps more negative connotation with earth and water, which can be heavy and dense and sort of watery and a bit more emotional, lethargy. We can get really tired during this time. It might be like, oh, it's so hard to get out of bed. I feel so heavy. And the beautiful thing that we can actually learn from these elements is how to find balance. So in Ayurveda, you've probably heard this before, but in Ayurveda, which is the sister science of yoga, there's this beautiful phrase saying opposites find balance. So like increases like, and opposites create balance. And that is a great approach to this season when we maybe are feeling a little bit out of whack. So if you're feeling sluggish, if you're feeling emotional, exhausted, heavy, and this is translating in your body, which can also mean like poor digestion, fogginess in the brain. This is also when we tend to get some like chest colds, mucus buildup in the body. We can hop in the kitchen and use foods and spices to help us find balance. So in terms of taste, this taste that we use to find balance during kapha time, or if we're feeling a kapha imbalance, are pungent, astringent, and bitter. And so these three spices or three tastes are really quite powerful, and how they allow us to sort of process and allow our bodies to sort of redirect their activities to bring us into a higher state of balance and just like general peace and happiness. Yeah. So we'll sort of go through these. I'll share some of my favorite different vegetables and spices that I usually use during this time that just make me feel better when I'm feeling a little bit of that extra kapha in my system. Yeah, so we'll start with pungent. Pungent is another kind of way of saying spicy. And a lot of us love spicy food, so this is the perfect time to enjoy that. So what I've been doing is adding some extra chili pepper to like any of the food that I'm cooking. I love to use a fresh pepper like a serrano or a jalapeno. I don't usually go spicier than that because I'm not like a spice addict, but go crazy if you want to. Just be a little bit aware it can heighten pitta, that sort of fire nature inside of us. But that's actually quite good right now. So just being aware, we're trying to find balance. We're not trying to swing to other sides of the spectrum. So we've got any chilies, garlic and onions are used very sparingly in Ayurveda because they're super exciting for the body system. That being said, this is the perfect time to use them if you'd like to use them. So maybe just try them a couple times a week. You can use things like mustard greens. Radishes are really spicy. I love even roasting radishes. I hadn't done that forever, and I did the other day, and it was just like, oh, this is so yummy and such like a unique, fun kind of texture and flavor. You've got spices like mustard seeds, cayenne pepper, cloves, ginger. Ginger's amazing for everything. Really great if you're feeling sick. It's just an amazing power food, really. Got things like cinnamon and cardamom. If you're making any little treats, try to spice it up, and that can be really great. The beautiful thing with pungent foods is what they're really doing is allowing the body to sort of heat up and open up and sort of use that metaphorical fire that you're actually creating inside of your body to break things up and transform them. Yeah, so as you transform sort of the stuck energy in your body, you're digesting it and allowing it to become something else. When a fire burns a piece of wood, it changes the wood and it allows it to become something that perhaps is more nourishing and just different. So if you're feeling that stuck energy, go for a pungent food. It can really change things up a little bit for you. In terms of bitter foods, this is where we get a lot of like our beautiful leafy greens that are so prevalent right now in all of the markets. Due to the times that we're in, you might not be able to get to a farmer's market, but really just check out the produce section of whatever market you're shopping at and see what you can find. Most markets are gonna have like kale or collard greens. Those are awesome to just like throw in a saute or have in a fresh salad. Maybe using a warm vinaigrette to sort of wilt things down a little bit makes it easier on the digestion. But really any leafy greens. I love dandelion greens and mustard greens. Got arugula. That's also quite pungent, kind of spicy. Just using any greens that you can find, super beautiful for this bitter flavor taste that can really help us in this time. You have things like sesame seeds. Sesame seeds and sesame oil are like my go-to things right now during Kapha time because they're also a bit heating for the body. So heating and bitter, got 2 off the checklist right there. And it's yummy, it adds flavor, so another thing that I love is that dark chocolate is bitter, and during Kapha time, we tend to have these kind of cravings for things that are gonna make us feel better because maybe we're a little bit emotional. If you go for dark chocolate, this can sort of trick your body, because it's chocolate, so you're like, yay, I get a treat. But at the same time, it's also bitter, and it's actually a little bit astringent too, so it can begin to actually bring you into more of a state of balance. So pick up some dark chocolate for a little treat. In terms of spices, we got things like cumin and fenugreek and turmeric, which turmeric is great if you go back to our pungent friends. We've got black pepper. If you combine black pepper and turmeric, you also have a beautiful anti-inflammatory that's really incredible for your body system. So add turmeric to everything right now. That's what I've been doing. It's fabulous. So in terms of astringent, our last category here, astringent is amazing. I really didn't think of this as like a flavor profile to go towards, but astringent foods are the foods that are gonna pull moisture out. So with Kapha, in excess, it can be really kind of oversaturated and heavy. I think of like a waterlogged piece of wood, like very heavy, and it's just like sucked in all of the water, and you're like, oh god, this is so heavy, how do I even dry this out? You have to bring the moisture out of it. So astringent foods do that. Anything that you eat and you're kind of like, my mouth feels dry after I eat it, and that's going to be an astringent food. So you have things like cranberries and pomegranate, which is so beautiful. Toss those into like a salad, or I like to add like pomegranate seeds on top of a little like bit of like lentil dal, or even just like if I'm sauteing some vegetables, just add some fresh pomegranate seeds on top. So good. In terms of vegetables, avocados actually are technically astringent, which is amazing because avocado is delicious on everything, but it can be a little bit heavier. So just be aware that because of Kapha being so heavy, you don't want to necessarily go for everything being heavy. So use avocado in moderation, but definitely go for it because it's so good. Things like broccoli, cabbage, carrots. If you go for if you get carrots at the market and they have the carrot tops on top, use those for either saute or make them into like a sauce, like a pesto. Can squeeze a bunch of fresh citrus in there, maybe toss in some seeds and salt and pepper, just like yummy sauce. Carrot tops are beautiful and amazing. Don't let them go to waste. You have like most raw vegetables are going to be astringent. Just being aware that if your digestion is a little bit funky, you'll probably want to cook the vegetables at least a little bit just to make them a little bit easier for you and your body to sort of process. Most beans and legumes are also astringent, which is a super easy way to get this flavor and taste into your diet. In Indian cuisine, we use a lot of lentils, so any lentils, cooking them down so that they're nice and stewy and yummy, a great way to sort of get this off of the checklist. or any beans really, so good. Just make sure you're cooking them nice and well so that they're easy to digest. In terms of astringent spices, you've got a lot. You've got things like basil, bay leaf, coriander is astringent, fennel. Fennel's so beautiful right now. Nutmeg, oregano, it can make some Ayurvedic pizza. Things like poppy seeds, really nice for some texture in your food. Turmeric is also astringent. Yeah, so there's so many beautiful things that you can use to find balance during this time. I love Ayurveda kind of gives us this structure to kind of pick and choose from different things and then find a creative way to combine them and make a delicious meal that works for you. Yeah, you don't have to like all of these foods. Just pick and choose the ones that make you happy, and the sort of the natural healing properties of them will help bring you some, perhaps a bit of balance and sort of lift up this heaviness of Kapha time. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'll be sharing some different recipes here and there, and just sort of bringing in some kitchen tips and tricks for finding balance during the different seasons that make us feel a little out of whack every so often. So go get some sunshine, and let me know how I can continue to serve you. Lots of love. Mwah.